Ready?
Okay. Hi. So I have been asked to describe my new Kindle Fire, and it's kind of since it's such a visual thing, I decided to make a video of it instead. So this is the Kindle Fire, and this is the original Kindle Reader. So I have both. Um, it goes into power down mode when you don't play with it for a while, or it goes into sleep mode. So you just pop that to get it back on, and then you swipe it here to get it to open. Now, when I first got it, I kept accidentally pushing the button and turning it off, and I thought, oh, this is terrible design. But of course, if you just turn it over, and then your button's at the top, and then you don't have to worry, because it just goes whichever way you do. So when you first turn it on, this is the home screen. So what happens is the last things that you've used are on the top in the order that you've consulted them. So you can just flip through and see where you know whatever you want to do. Oh, I want to read that book again, and then you can go back to where you were. Actually, this one's not downloaded, so it's going to take a minute. So I won't do that. But so say I just wanted to look at my magazines and newspapers. So I would click on the newsstand tab here, and you can see that I have a few magazines there. And one thing that I was asked is if I'm going to read on this, and of course I am going to read on it, but if I'm going to read for a long time, I'm going to go back to the Kindle Reader because, first of all, because of the e-ink, which I will show you, and also because this weighs about half of what this does. And this one's hard to hold while reading in bed, which is when I do a lot of my reading. But I would still read on this for short periods of time as well. And all of my books are on here, and all of my books are on here. But as far as pictorial books that are rely heavily on photos, or newspapers or magazines, I'm going to read those here, and I will illustrate that for you. Here's Newsweek, for instance, and here's the table of contents on the tablet, and here's the table of contents on the reader. So it's not the magazines just don't do as well. Oh, sorry. But you see. And pretty much the whole magazine's like that. It's really, really dull to look at in the reader. Oh, sorry. Versus the tablet. So I will use it for all of my newspaper and magazine reading, I'm sure. Now it will go to full screen if you touch this, but if you touch top or bottom, oh, actually it grew, sorry. If you touch the top or the bottom, then you get your little menu back. So you just are going to hit the house to go back to the home screen if that's where you want to go. So that's the newsstand. Then there's books. And there's my little bookshelf, and I can open and look at things. And again, I've got, especially this one, Edible Front Yard Garden, or Edible Front Yard, I guess it says. When I read it on the Kindle Reader, it was awful because none of the pictures were there. But when I opened this one, it's a good experience to look at a book that relies on pictures. So those are my books, and of course you can tap on any one. And this Kindle talks to this Kindle, so it always knows what page I'm on, etc. Okay, so I'm going to go back home. It has music and it has video, and I've done nothing with either the music or the video. But if that's a big thing for you, I've only had this 24 hours, so if music's a big thing for you, you would have already put music in, but I haven't messed with those yet. Docs, I don't think I have any. I just have my letter from Kindle is all I have in docs. I haven't done much with that either, so I can't tell you much about that, but it is there. And the other thing is that the other two things that I would mostly use are apps and web. So here's the app button, and these are the applications that I have that I use or whatever. Now when you go to the home screen, it doesn't differentiate between apps or books or newsstand. It just picks up whatever the last thing was that you looked at. Here is web, at which I was looking at my Facebook earlier. Now if I wanted to type something, if I wanted to do a status here, let's see. Type in there. Okay, I clicked on David Lopez there. I'm trying to get to my... Sorry, it's hard to do while I'm showing it. Okay, so I've now managed to click in the status field, and then once I poke in there and get ready to want to type, then my little keyboard comes up. However, I will probably almost always be typing from my computer. But I can use this if I need to, or if I had just a quick update or something, or wanted to say something to someone, or like something, I would certainly do that, but I wouldn't sit here and type a big long a big long story or anything. So let's see. I want to get my, let's tap here. I want to get my house back. And that's basically what it does. I have, as you can see, I have Netflix. I can watch Netflix movies. I can watch my Netflix TV shows. I have Angry Birds, however, I've never played it and don't know how. Oh, look, it even saves who I was looking at Facebook last on. That's funny. So that's the Kindle tablet. And then as far as the reader, again, you can see how pretty the, let me choose a story here. It's much more keyboard reliant, but the it's much easier to read. You could read this for hours like this. You could read this for hours and your eyes wouldn't be tired, which I don't think is true with the tablet. So for me, I've got the tablet in my supplemental reader. I'm sorry I can't compare this much to an iPad. I have very little experience with iPad, although obviously it's smaller and you could pop it right in your purse, which was important to me. So there you go. I hope that helps you decide if you want a Kindle Fire and to understand kind of how they work if you are getting one. Bye.